What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are putting on the passenger side charge pipe, the boost tube. As you saw in the last video, I put the driver's side boost tube on and the new Banks Ram intake horn. However, I still have to put the passenger side boost tube on. This should be relatively easy compared to the other project because you had to remove the old intake horn and stuff like that. But this should be relatively easy. You can access that lower boost tube clamp easy and the one on the turbo easy. So this should be a lot smoother of a job. So and we're starting early, so as you can see the sun's out. It's a nice day, so let's get into this. Alright, so if you guys can see the passenger pipe here goes straight into your turbo, goes all the way down to the intercooler down there. Easiest way to do this is going to be take this intake out, which isn't that hard. It's going to be this 11 mil, and I'll slide off the turbo, and this 15 mil, and I can get it off the alternator mount here. So I'm going to do that real quick, slide this out, and when I do that, I'll have easy access to the passenger pipe down there. Okay, as you can see, that was an easy removal. Like I said, you just got to remove this clamp and this bolt off the alternator and obviously unplug your two sensors. But that gives us super easy access to what we're going for, which is this pipe right here. As you can see, this is, if you go back to my video where I installed that intake, the first thing I noticed was this pipe is bent from the factory, dinged in so the stock air box can fit and go in there. Obviously, I was like, that's not really I guess good for airflow, obviously good for stock airflow, but I knew I was gonna want to replace that down the road. So what we're gonna do is swap this out now. This clamp on the bottom of this is super easy to get to from underneath, and this clamp is visible from right up top, so we'll have no problem getting to either of them. And then all we gotta do is figure out a way to wiggle this out of here, but other than that, we should be good to go. Okay, and on this side it's a lot more accessible than on the other side. This clamp is actually pointed down in an area you could put a socket right on it too. This side of the sway bar right here. So we're just going to loosen that and the whole pipe should slide out. And then after that slides out, we'll put the new one in. Alright guys, so we got the factory pipe out. As you can see, look at the difference in, well, first of all, you can see the difference in size already, but mainly this is the indent factory puts in there so the factory airbox can fit, which I hate when manufacturers do that, fit things around, like even like exhaust pipes and stuff. They just bend them to fit other components instead of making the other components fit. So because they could have easily designed the airbox not to be as square or rounded in that area, and it would have cleared this just fine. But look at the difference here. You could just, I don't know, it's hard to tell, but you can just see the difference in airflow from that. At least the powder coat's durable, look at that. To that. That's what I'm saying, the airflow is tremendously greater. I actually was on the bottom prying the boot off, and then I had a buddy come here and pull on it while I pushed on that boot. Got that out. And then what we're gonna do is, we brought it out the bottom. So I think I'm gonna stick it in the same way. I think I'm actually gonna put both boots on and work its way back up the top, how I took it out, and then just be able to stick the clamp on the bottom and top at the turbo and intercooler. I think that's the way to do it, the way I took it out. So I'm gonna have it set up exactly like this and put it back in the way it came out, because it came out super easy, so I'm not really gonna be all that worried about it. Okay, so now that we got the clamps on our new boost tube, we're gonna, yeah, I think we're gonna go up to the bottom. We're gonna go up to the bottom, tuck it back in there, and we'll be able to slip this on, hopefully, and that on. relatively easily. But obviously this tube is a little bit thicker, so we shall see. Yeah, let's go for it. Okay, update. I think it's too large now to go through the bottom, so we're gonna have to shove this in through the top. Going up from underneath only worked for a little bit. I couldn't really get the right angle to twist and get it in where it needed to go. So what we're dealing with now is, I probably should just do my oil change while I'm in here, but I'm not prepared for that. Took the wheel liner out, and I'm gonna try and slip the pipe in like this. It should be a lot easier. I could stick it in through here around those wires and not have any issue. All right, so now we're gonna try and feed this boost tube up and in here. Okay, so trying to make my life easier is actually making my life harder. This clamp and this clamp are just getting in my way, so I'm gonna take them off and feed it in there and make my life a lot easier. Okay. Now learn from me that, you know how I said, oh, well, if it plays nice and wants to go in, nothing's ever gonna play nice. As you can see, my hat's off, my hoodie's off, I'm sweating. It's like, whew. But what we ended up doing here, we took both boots off. I don't know if you could see in there, but we took both boots off. I got my greasy fingerprints all over. I'm gonna have to clean that up. But both boots are off. And that's the only way I could get this in at this angle and fit in here. So what we're going to do now is try and connect the lower boot and then the upper boot and put it together in there. That's the only way I could get it in there and get it in there to fit. I couldn't shove it up from the bottom with both boots on. I couldn't get in from the top with both boots on. I couldn't get in through here with both boots on, but I was able to get it in through here without any boots on. So now we're gonna put the boots on while it's already on the truck. Whew. So guys, I don't know where we left off, to be honest. I just got off the phone with a new partner that you guys are gonna be extremely excited about. You guys will find out very soon about them. However, in the meantime, I forgot where we're at because the boost tube is in there. Clamp is on the upper and the lower section. Now I just gotta clamp the tube in. It is a tight fit, guys, let me tell you. It fits directly. The other thing I want to show you is if you go from underneath or on top, you'll see, look at the space between the fan shroud, other tubing, wiring harnesses, stuff like that. It fits perfectly. There's no room for error really, so it's a tight fit. But clamp is on the top side and the bottom side here. Like I said, there's no room for error really. We're gonna put a clamp. See up here, there's just enough to clamp this in here really. There's about this much pipe in this one, and then down there it's got like double. So I wish I had more pipe in the upper boot here, but there's enough to clamp it. We're gonna clamp that and clamp the bottom one here through the fender well here. Plenty of access to bolt those up. Guys, wow, okay, all back together, all done. So here is the boost tube on this side. As you can see up here, you can see the upper tube going from the turbo to the intake as well up there. I don't know how we get a better light on it. Yeah, you guys get the point. There's best light I can, but you see the pipe going vertical, that's the intake. Here is the other boost tube, which is awesome. But like I said, the Cummins isn't like the Duramax where there's piping all over the top. You know, you'll be able to see those beautiful pipes and stuff in there. Because the Cummins is a little more simpler. That's kind of what your options are. That piping down there, your a nice powder coated intake, and on this side, obviously you got your monster ram. And going down there, you also will have your other boost tube, if you can see it there. So yeah, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna actually start it up while everything's apart, make sure there's no leaks or anything. I guess I could use the keys. Give you some feedback on the drive home again today. See how that goes. Push the clutch in. Oh, parking brake wasn't even on the whole time, but we're in gear, so now we're out of gear. Well, obviously I couldn't hear any unforeseen while the truck was running, so we should be good. I'm gonna put the liner back in, and then we'll get out of here. Yeah, I can tell you that the turbo is holding boost, even more so than before. So like my shifts now, and a lot of people, you know, don't understand that in a 6-speed manual compared to a 68, you can feel the difference like immediately. It's not like, oh yeah, you know, it feels like this happened. Oh, gotta shift. But because you do everything manually in you know, a stick, like you feel the difference in every single shift. You know that every single shift, how it feels, because you do it daily. I've done it for 11,500 miles. You know how, you know, as soon as you tune it, you know the difference in how it feels. You know everything. So as soon as you do any kind of like performance upgrade, you can feel immediately if there's a difference, because, you know, just pushing the pedal, you're like, eh. But even from the simplest things, from when you push the clutch in to a shift, I'm gonna tell you, stock, it was almost awful compared to what it is now. It was almost unbearable, because, you know, you'd have such great RPM dropouts, and in that amount of time that there'd be no boost at all. The second to third, third to fourth shifts were honestly difficult. And now with the tunes, and especially these pipes, it is a huge difference. You'd honestly be surprised. All right, so guys, I can honestly say I am super pleased with that install. Like I said, guys, everything was purchased through Wehrli Custom Fab. They sold Banks intake horns on their website, and I was like, yo, do you think you could get me the Banks boost tube upgrade kit and also powder coat those Illusion purple to go with it? And they're like, oh yeah, man, look, we can get a hold of them. And, you know, they got them done, and they look awesome. So hopefully, like, this video, you learned something, because I did things I shouldn't have done, like put the boost tube in with the rubber boots on it, stuff like that. So you guys can learn from me, and now you guys know. That's why I love what I do, because I could teach you guys. Like just the next partner that, you know, reached out to me today that I was on a conversation with, he's like, dude, I just love how, you know, you're hands-on, you're showing people, you're allowing them to learn. And honestly, I took that as such a great compliment, because that's my whole purpose here. I don't want to just build a truck. I want to show you guys how to build a truck, teach you guys things. Like I said, doing that project, sure, it took a little longer than I thought, but the next time around, I can do that in a breeze, because I know exactly, you know, what to do. So it's like, do it once, you learn, and that's the best experience there is. So I want to say thank you guys for watching. If you haven't been here before, please get down there, click subscribe, shoot this video a like if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video.